Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome to Fouts Boxing Theory. In this video, we're going to be looking at some rules, some fouls, some scoring criteria. With all the stuff going on over the weekend about bad decisions, people just don't understand what boxing even is. So in this video, we're going to be taking a look at some highlights of some rules and some fouls and some ideas to kind of put together what boxing is supposed to look like. Okay. So, first off, here's some scoring criteria. All right. We got this thing here. It's some pamphlet. You can get it. It's got a bunch of like stuff, whatever. Just type it in. It's a PDF. Commission rules. Here you go. Yada yada yada. So we're gonna be looking at some factors to be considered. Okay. There are four basic factors that should be considered when scoring boxing contests. If these factors are observed objectively, the scoring of the bout, for the most part, will be consistent. The factors are as followed. Okay, clean punching. Okay, fights are won by clean punches landed. Not all punches are created equally. The effect of a punch is very important. Hard punches are certainly considered, as are the number of the punches. There is no mathematical formula that equates hard punches with lighter punches, but judgment must be fair to take both into account. Now, for all of you people who don't know shit about training, who don't fight, who are just nobodies and shouldn't have opinions, for all of you guys, okay, one of the reasons that punching power is taken into account is because it's harder to throw a harder punch than it is to throw a softer punch. To layman, maybe that doesn't make any sense, right? But if you do something that's more difficult in the ring, you should be equally rewarded, right? Okay, so clean punching, how hard you hit somebody. Okay, so in the Robson Conceição fight with Navarrete, okay, Navarrete gets like kind of walked in the first minute of every round, right? Not landing a lot, getting scored on. Robson is fresh at the beginning of every round, goes ape shit, throws tons of punches, slows down, and then gets beat up for the last 1 minute 30 seconds of every round. 1 minute or 30 seconds, not half the round in some cases. But there are some rounds he may not even have made it out of. Maybe the round was 30 seconds longer and he gets stopped. That's not a winning round. Okay? You got beat up, you almost lost the fight. Okay? Now, effective aggression. Taking the fight to his opponent, usually the one who forces action, the boxer that should be awarded points for this aggressiveness. But note that if the aggressive boxer is being beat to the punch, this is not effective aggressiveness. The key is which boxer is getting off first, landing the cleaner punches. Okay? Pretty standard, right? What is ring generalship, guys? This is the thinking boxer. That's stupid. The boxer who, while punching or using clever footwork or moves, can keep his opponent off balance. Bullshit. This is the boxer that has controlled the action. Yes, the boxer who, by using feints or slips, makes his opponent not only miss, but then is able to put himself in an offensive position. This fighter puts himself in position to score and not be scored upon. Okay. Now, Robson didn't do too much of that. He mostly would just take the punches once he got on the line. But this is more referring to Shakur Stevenson and De Los Santos. Okay. Now, real quick, I got a little clip up here. I was doing some film study on this guy here. See if we can get a little bit of this here. Oh, that's perfect. So we move this down here, and here's a little bit of Mayweather versus Mosley here. Okay. And what happens when you throw punches at Floyd Mayweather? Right? Here he is controlling space, right? Boom. Here he comes, throws a punch at Mayweather. Boom. Right? Tries to defend the jab. But that's the difference between like Shakur Stevenson, right? And Floyd and Mayweather. People making this terrible comparison, like, yeah, kinda, like poor man, kinda, right? But the reason that it's not is because the ring generalship part, right? You actually have to interact with your opponent. You actually have to score while you're moving around, not just break all the engagements and wait, right? Now, we're going to keep talking about that, but running and simply avoiding action should not be rewarded. Oh. Now, Here's where it all comes together. This is a display of boxing skills. Defense, right? Basically punching while not being punched. The clever boxer can make all the classical moves, slip a punch, counter, fight off the ropes, and manage to keep his opponent off balance, whatever that's supposed to mean. Remember, good defense is not holding or clinching to avoid contact. So check this out. Ring generalship. Running and simply avoiding action should not be rewarded. Defense. Holding or clinching to avoid contact is not good defense. It's here in the rules. Like, just plain as day. Shakur Stevenson refusing to engage, right? Okay, that's not defense. Defense is being able to punch your opponent while you're moving around, right? Okay, we'll keep going. We'll look at the little stuff. Very interesting stuff here, okay? They should have a mathematical score, partial rounds, if 4 rounds, whatever, whatever. How to score, right? One boxer routinely won the round, 10-9. Fine, perfect. One boxer dominates the other, usually includes a knockdown, but does not have to if one boxer is clearly dominating the entire round. This is particularly true if one boxer has done nothing offensively in a round. See Shakur Stevenson every single round. Nothing offensively. Nothing. Controlling space with jabs. Okay? How many of those rounds against De Los Santos should he have lost 10-8? Now, there are a lot of examples, right? For fighters who don't do anything offensively, and, you know, sometimes Devin Haney, right? But a 10-8, okay? I want to point this out too. Um, the knockdown. The knockdown is generally scored as a point. If you are keeping a running score in your head and a knockdown occurs, the boxer scoring the knockdown should be awarded a point. Normally, if A is winning the round, you're running for a 10-9, and boxer A scores a knockdown, your running score is now 10-8. Um, there's a little part in here. Okay, situations. Okay, when it is something, 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 this is really interesting. Boxer A is winning the round convincingly. Your score is 10-9 for Boxer A. Boxer B knocks down Boxer A just before the bell. Since Boxer A was winning the round convincing fashion, your score may be 10-9 for Boxer B, not 10-8, since he was behind at the time of the knockdown. Okay? This is like Teofimo Lopez versus uh, George Kambosos, right? How ridiculous was it that, 10-8, he went down. 10-8, 10-8, when you have, especially when there's like ridiculous fake knockdowns, you know? There was another like really terrible one where someone was getting beat up all around and then the guy drops him. And then, anyway, 10-9s, 10-8s happen too often when somebody gets dropped. Okay? It just is. It just is. I don't want to read all these situations. Kind of interesting stuff, probably. We'll look at the scoring a foul and penalty real quick. The scoring of a penalty may vary from commission to commission. Under the unified rules, if a boxer shall be judged guilty by a referee of intentional foul that causes an injury, the referee may be made deduct 2 points when the foul occurs. The referee shall immediately stop action. Yada yada yada. Okay. Whatever. Scoring a fight, right? Clean, effective punches. The harder puncher, Navarrete. He was beating Robson up at the end of the rounds. Robson might not even have made it out of some of the rounds. He was getting beat up so bad. Even some of the ones where he didn't go down. There were multiple times where Robson was so dead tired at the end of the round he was stuck in Navarrete's corner. Okay? Come on. You guys gonna tell me? Come on. Ridiculous. All right. We're going to take a look at some fouls, duties of the referee, and deductions and points, okay? Hitting below the belt or behind the ear, okay? Hitting below the navel, right? Do you guys know what the navel is? That's the belly button, okay? Think Kovalev versus Andre Ward, all right? Now, there's a copy of this fight out there where they highlight in slow-mo Andre Ward literally punching him right in the dick. It's so fucking blatant. It's ridiculous. And I haven't been able to find it. I had actually recorded it and I had a copy on my computer because I was recording the fight when I watched it. But it's disappeared. He was obviously hitting him on the trunks. Kovalev's navel was visible. It was visible. There's nothing on the belt that should be hitting him. Right? It was ridiculous. Okay. Uh, Hitting an opponent who is down or is getting up after being down. That's Roy Jones and that guy. I almost call him Richard Garfield for some reason. What's his name? I don't know, that very famous guy. Who cares? We got a lot of video to go over. Okay. Holding an opponent with one hand and hitting with the other. Okay, so is this when Shakur Stevenson ducks below the waist, then grabs with one arm and then comes up and then starts punching, trying to hit the guy almost hitting behind the ear, right? When you're all close and they're trying to sneak that shot in while they're holding the person's waist, right? They're grabbing, they're holding. Okay, that's foul. Okay, that's a foul. You cannot do that. Okay. Holding or deliberately maintaining a clinch. Wow, holding again? What the? It's almost like wrestling is illegal. Wow, really? Amazing. Okay, we got a lot of stuff. Okay, striking an opponent who is helpless. Okay, yeah, the same thing, right? Griffin, was it Griffin? It's probably Griffin. Butting with the head or shoulder using the knee. I don't have any good examples of that. Oh, Victor Ortiz against Mayweather. That fucking what a retard. Why would you headbutt him in the like he jumped in it anyway? What a dummy. Hitting with the open glove. I actually don't remember any of that stuff. I don't know who does that. People are saying Tyson Fury did this. I think that was mostly an accident. And then we got here backhand blows. Sometimes Manny Pacquiao. Sometimes Tyson Fury too. Yeah. Purposely going down without being hit. Uh, I don't have any examples of that yet either. Striking the. I know some people used to do this. I don't know who that is. It just happens sometimes. There's probably some good examples. People were saying Tyson Fury probably too. This was SS Cunningham. Saw a good video on that from that Precise Presenter guy a long time ago. This one's really funny because I know that fighters do that. I didn't actually know that that was considered. Yeah, sure, don't be unsportsmanlike. Anthony Joshua, when he needs a break, hitting on the break, he'll do that. Hitting after the bell. Yeah, it just happens sometimes. Sequences go long. Sure. Nope, don't think I've seen it. Maybe a few times. Yeah, but not like you can practice that one. Pushing an opponent up about the ring or into the ropes. Yeah, Diego Corrales. There was another guy who did that recently. Um, it was like really egregious. It was terrible. Terrible. Cost me money. Biting or spitting. Come on, Mike Tyson. What's up, bro? Um, Foot stomper technique from Marquez right there. Okay. Oh, what's number 23, guys? Ah, interesting. Crouching below the opponent's belt. All right, so we got crouching below the belt. Okay. That's against the rules. That's a foul. Referees are responsible for the rules of the contest and shall not permit fouls or unfair practices which may cause injury, blah, blah, blah. Any boxer who commits any foul after being warned by the referee may have points deducted by the referee or may lose the contest by disqualification. Okay? Makes perfect sense, right? So let's get our list of fouls, okay? Okay, crouching below the opponent's belt. How many times did we see Shakur Stevenson do that, right? I probably got, oh, look at that. I got a clip open right here. Here's Shakur Stevenson, right? About to duck below the waist. Okay. Oh, look. Now he's grabbing and holding. Oh, okay. Wait. Now he's punching. Now he's punching. I know you guys can't see the whole clip, but this is this foul here, number 23. This is holding an opponent and hitting him with the other hand. This is deliberately holding or maintaining a clinch. That's all wrestling. He broke 3 rules in a row. Okay? So all that offense doesn't count. Okay? Then what do we have left of that fight? Running. What did we have? We have running and simply avoiding action should not be rewarded. Remember, good defense is not holding or clinching to avoid contact. It's also not fouling. Okay? Anyway, um, the rules, again, And people don't understand this, right? And it's really important. It's not about picking on this fighter or picking on this fighter or any of that, okay? It's about making sure that the most amount of rules of the fight are followed because that's when we get the best fights, okay? Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward, incredible fights. Followed the rules, right? If your defense sucks, you're going to get hit, and both of their defense was trash. So they got hit a lot. So they threw a lot of punches. Yeah, fighters like that don't last, right? So get some good defense. Get good. But like, how many fights should we have? Like Devin Haney versus George Kambosos. How many times should we have to fight something like that? What about that guy that just beat Kambosos? Arguably just beat him. But because he's on the gravy train, he's going to get to fight Lomachenko, and nobody wants to watch it. Who cares about George Kambosos? But he has all these Australian fans. People want to pay to see him fight. Well, go do what Hector Camacho did and earn it, right? But we have to have crappy fights that no one cares about because people are getting gift decisions. People who do not have the skills, right? Like someone said he was fighting like a 45-year-old Mayweather, right? Like number one, Mayweather's 46 right now. He's maybe fighting like he's not fighting like Mayweather at all. If you threw punches at Mayweather, he was punching back. The difference is Mayweather didn't gas out throwing punches. Mayweather didn't go, "Uss, uss." He didn't do that. He can actually throw his hands. You know, Shakur Stevenson is like, he's better than most guys, but he's not even on Mayweather's level. He wouldn't beat a guy like Zab Judah, you know? He wouldn't beat like he wouldn't beat a guy like Shane Mosley. Would he beat Marcos Maidana? Would that guy beat Victor Ortiz? Come on. Anyway, the less the rules are followed, the less fighters actually have to develop the skills that make fights interesting, that make fights fun. Shakur Stevenson not only doesn't have any defense, right? He can't block punches and then counter. He didn't use any pull counters, right? How many times does Shane Mosley throw a jab at Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather catches it and counters it? How many times did he pull counter that jab? How many times does he catch it and throw a hook? How many times did he throw a right hand over the day? Every single way you can take away the jab, Mayweather is doing it to Mosley all fight long. And Shakur Stevenson attempted to catch what? One jab? He countered it with a jab. That's it. And maybe like how many times other than just running? Anyway, the best fighter, the fighter fighting following the most amount of rules, uh, is going to have the most amount of fun and interesting things to watch, right? The cream of the crop in that regard, actual fastest, best athlete, the strongest, the hardest punching, the most technical, not the one who's just going to exploit the fact that the referee is a retard and doesn't know the rules and won't enforce them, right? You know, it's funny because, you know, I was at some amateur events this weekend and the officials at the amateur events are always, even though we know, you know, they're not experts, they don't really know shit. They grab the reins and they want that expertise. They want that respect as the actual, I'm the official, right? And sometimes it's in an annoying ass way where they're just like, yo, chill out. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just making it up as you go. These are like custom hometown rules. You're just adding a bunch of bullshit to try to show your mastery. But then you have professional rules, professional referees who just let fighters tell them what the rules are in the dressing room. who are there to serve. That's why Mayweather has the same referee in every fight because he lets him get away with the same shit every time. That's why Top Rank has the same judges. We last time the internet voted that judge was corrupt. He didn't get fired. He's still on the payroll, and we just get to complain about it. Is it Adelaide Bird? Is that who it is? The one judge that gave Canelo the fight against Floyd Mayweather? Like, come on. We already voted. Bullshit, right? Why does that person still have a job? Anyway, I lost my little tangent there. Boxing has rules for a reason. They make the person who trains the hardest and trains the best, who knows the most, who works the hardest, who puts in the most effort, who works the hardest, who works the hardest, who works the hardest. They make sure that those guys get rewarded. Nobody wants to watch what's his name? Lomachenko fight, have an easy fight against Cambosis. For what? For what? Who wants to watch that? Who wanted to watch when Oscar Valdez got a gift decision against Conceição? Who wanted to watch that after him fight Shakur after that? Just getting the leftovers. All these like random robberies that just ruin matchups. Anyway, um, yeah, ducking below the waist. Not only, and another thing on that, right? Like, not only is it illegal, right? You're like 1 second you're in the fight, and then the next second, all of the legal targets that you have are below your opponent's waist, right? There's no legal targets. Where's he supposed to punch? And that's not defense. Otherwise, I could just approach the line like that. I'll just stay down there. I don't even ever have to come up, do I? Like, come on. Anyone defending that, just don't know shit. But also, it's dangerous for ducking your head below the waist, right? If somebody punches you in the head, they might break their hand on the top of your head. I don't know if there's any good clips of that. Anyway, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to know what it takes to be a great fighter, you want to know how hard it is to throw a punch, you want to know what it takes, okay? Check out the Fouts Boxing Combat System. I'll teach you what to do with every part of your kinetic chain. And what my own personal theory, 2-foot punching. Okay, I'm the first person to really discover how all of punching power works with your whole body, and I'm going to teach it to you in my little program. And when you throw your first punch and you start to figure it out, it might take a week, 2 weeks, right? All the instruction is there. You got to take some time, go through it. Once you start putting it together and you realize, wow, that's how punching works. That's a lot of effort. That's crazy. And you realize just how bad you are at it. And you'll realize just how far along these professionals are in their careers and their development. You'll really gain an appreciation for what they go through, and you won't want them to get cheated by crappy fights like people who duck below the waist and can't block and don't actually have power and don't do any of that. Anyway, check out the Faust Boxing Combat System. First person in history to figure out exactly how power punching works, and I can teach it to anyone. Yeah, get on the line with your opponents and make them duck below the waist to get away from you.